How's it going, everyone? We are starting off Marusan Mondays Season 2 for the month of December of 2024 with the Marusan 450 Clear Glitter Blank Biollante Plant Beast form. Let's not take any extra time, dive right in and look at this beautiful, huge glitter Sofubi. Alright, first things first, she's huge. She's huge. She's like 11 inches tall. She's got some weight for being a Sofubi figure, but she is gorgeous. This Biollante is easily one of my favorites. In fact, I think I like it more than the Mondo, which is saying a lot because that's in the Cherry Blossom colorway. But this is a absolute behemoth of a Sofubi release. It is a 450 after all, which is a very large scale for Marusan, and it's Biollante, so it's got the extra oomph to it, but there is so much going on this figure. Now, one thing I will say is that the detail and sculpt kind of takes a seat back on this version because, once again, this is a clear glitter blank. You're not really here for the sculpt, for the finer details. You are here for the character, and you are here for the glitter, which I can say fully that this is a rainbow glitter release. Look at this. We've got golds, we've got blues, silvers. It is just gorgeous. Look at all of that glitter. One of the things I would say Marusan is known for, the thing that got me into Marusan personally, was their glitter releases. In fact, here in a little bit, we'll take a look at the figure that basically started my Sofubi collection, and I wonder who it goes with. There's just a ton going on with this figure, though. Well, it's a figure. It's a Sofubi. It is not a toy. This is a collector's piece just to look at, awe at, and take beautiful photos of. I'm just enthralled with this. Look at all that glitter. There's a ton going on with this. It's a huge footprint on the shelf. She takes up a huge, massive amount of space. She is massive. She's got a beautiful tendril here. And I like that all the tendrils aren't the same. This one's kind of more like mid-open. This one's closed. This one's wide open, but aiming up. This one's aiming up, but not quite as wide as the other one. They're all unique. And then this one in the back here. Yes, she has a fifth tendril, or maybe this is a mouth. I don't know. It feels like another tendril because it's got like a closed mouth on it, but she's got an extra. She's got a tail. Okay. And then her little viney, like, feet. I don't know. Look at all that glitter. Look at the bottom there. That's the best way to look at all the glitter. Look at all of that in there. And it just sparkles. It's shiny, beautiful. There's some kids playing outside, of course. Now, this is the red-eyed version. If you're newer to Sofubi collecting, especially Marusan, it's not all the time, but the eyes are normally a good indicator at what type of event or how limited they are. Normally, the yellow and the red eyes are normally more exclusive, where the base eyes or there's another, or just normal colored eyes, and and silver are kind of the typical, where the red, the gold, yellow are kind of more special, as far as I understand it. So this is one of, I believe this is it's either an event exclusive or a G store version. There was two. There's a yellow eye version and a red eye version, which, like I said, I have a pair, so I specifically bought the red eye version to go with its counterpart, which we'll look at here in a little bit. Now, as you guys kind of saw, this thing has, not that it's really important, but this has a lot of articulation. The head can rotate. In fact, mine, when I got mine, I have an unboxing video of it. When I got mine, the head actually was separated, so I had to reattach the head, which is fine. It's just a vinyl seal, heated it up a little bit, popped it in, and it was fine. The tendrils, thankfully, all can rotate, so you can do some crazy poses with this. I don't know. You can add a little bit of personality to your Sofubi. The ones in the back rotate as well. They're a little tight. That's okay. Don't really mess with those too much, because it's kind of all like one base vinyl here. It's pretty squishy, pretty soft. But then we got these as well. Ooh. These front almost leg pieces also articulate. So you can kind of adjust her on your shelf a little bit. You guys kind of saw it earlier. I had to readjust the tendrils and the legs just a little bit. And then, yeah, her little tail end piece also kind of rotates. Yeah, she's got articulation. This is one big glue seal right here. So this piece doesn't rotate. You can see the seam there. So no articulation. Now, like I said, this is probably an event exclusive or a G-Store exclusive version. Because it's a blank, even though it's a glitter, it would have been a little bit more inexpensive compared to, say, the painted copies. These normally run about 25,000 yen to 28 to even 32 for some of the more limited edition colorways that have been dropped for this Biollante. So, you know, this is gonna run you about $200 before shipping, and then shipping is, just warning you, is going to be expensive on this. For me, I got this for a really good deal on Bai. Actually, a brand new in bag, I only got this for like 170, and then it was shipped off with a few Sarge Urushis, so I spent like $100 on shipping, but it was well worth, and protective shipping, or protective packaging options, which adds like an extra 20-30 bucks to it every time. But the fact is, this is a huge piece. If you're looking for a Biollante to add to your shelves, there's plenty of colorways of this behemoth. Personally, for me, I'm more of a glitter fiend, so this is the version that I got. But there are plenty of them, and the G-Store still normally gets a drop or two every few months of different colorways. Like, I believe the US store still has the bloody red version, which is really nice looking, and it's painted by a famous painter over there, and I, for the life of me, can't remember their name. But so that one has a little bit extra onto the retail because of that, because it's a special collaboration painted figure, Sofubi. But it's very, very nice. Very, very nice. Big fan of this Sofubi, man. I love how photogenic this is. Once you get light on it here in the display and you start getting the photos out, it's just absolutely beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful piece. So let's take a look at some size comparisons. Of course, we're going to take a look at the Marusan Biollante compared to the Mondo Biollante really quick. And if you thought the Mondo Biollante was huge, well, I mean, yeah. I mean, that's not to say anything against the Mondo. The Mondo is still very large in its own way. It's just the 450 is massive. God, I love these two next to each other. And like I said, here's its companion piece, my first like Sofubi figure that I bought, which is the Marusan 350 89 Godzilla. Now, if you're looking for scale, these don't necessarily scale. The 350 450 isn't like an in-canon scaling. It's just more the original price of these figures in the scale that they are. There is a 450 89, and it obviously doesn't fit in scale. It's much larger, much bulkier. But I love the way that these two look next to each other, and the glitters just, well, they speak for themselves. Here she is with a few other Sofubi that you might have in your collection. This is the recent US G-Store exclusive Unraku Unsaku 70th anniversary Godzilla 54. And of course the classic Mondo Cherry Blossom Godzilla 1984, which if you're looking for something that's supposed to be in scale, that 84 probably is your best option. Maybe a little too small. That's actually probably in scale for the 84 scale and not the 89 scale, but you guys get the point. Fact is, it looks nice next to these. Right here to the left, we have the Gigaburium Godzilla 1962, and to the right, of course, we had to bring it out, the all-star Sofubi of the year, the Sarge Urushi Summer Wonderfest 2024 Tinsel Iridescent Shin Godzilla. Two very beautiful releases right next to each other. Now, to any Sofubi collectors or anyone who's a Biollante fan or Marusan fan, is it worth picking up? Absolutely. I think these Biollantes more than justify the cost and the shelf space. There are ways to work around it. I mean, you know, you kind of look, she's got some space here, so technically you can tuck something right next to her pretty nice. And even if you don't, you want this to be like a centerpiece, I think this is more than worthy of it. There's plenty of other colorways, and there's one or two dropping a year, new ones. You never know. Maybe not this year or next year, you know. So this is worth the $200, especially if you're a Sofubi collector. You want something large, you know, you're looking for one big wow piece. This is gonna, you know, this is gonna surprise anyone. Especially this glitter. I love this. I don't think there's any other colorways of the glitter for this Biollante. I know there's other glitter Biollante Marusans, but just not in the blank colors. I don't think there's like the Geigans that have like the blue and a few of the other colorways. I think it's only clear glitters, if I'm not mistaken. And then there's painted ones with glitter infused on it, or partial glitters and partial painted ones, kind of like my Godzilla 2000 Marusan. These are beautiful. I recommend them. And I mean, that's all I'm really gonna say. It's a showcase, so I'm not reviewing the product. I'm keeping it. I obviously love it, and I think you guys will too if you buy one. So keep a lookout on Mandarake, Bai, and of course the Godzilla store, Japan, and the U.S. store, because you never know when these might pop in. This is Kaiju Addict, your host, concluding the first Marusan Monday video. And I'll see you guys next week for week 2. And probably an X Plus Shin Godzilla later in the week. See y'all later.